So, in today's video, we are going to see what we're going to learn. I don't know what I'm going to learn. We're going to be reacting to Fresh and Fit. Now, I actually personally have not really watched Fresh and Fit. I've seen a couple clips. I haven't really resonated with what I've seen, but I haven't seen their videos extensively, right? As you can see, right, this is their latest videos. Nothing has been viewed by me. This is their most popular videos. Nothing's been viewed by me. So what we're going in with is we are going in with no bias, no expectations. But I know that they're a popular podcast, and I know I think they have controversial opinions, especially from what I've seen. So I'm curious to dive in and share my thoughts on what I'm seeing live. Again, I do not know what to expect. I've just pressed most popular video. We're going to go straight for this one right here. Myron exposed the downfall of women with this viral clip. I don't know what I'm signing myself up for real. Let's see what happens.
Watch video, man. Let's go.
That shit's weird, nigga. Bunch of dudes in there. We got video to play though.
All right.
Probably checked out as soon as I had my son. Never planned to be a mother, but I thought when becoming a mother, I would have a partner. I learned quickly after giving birth that he looked at me as a 1960s, like, you cook, you clean, you take care of the child, and I am the provider.
Okay, this is interesting. So far, yeah, what I'm going to say. Now, obviously, I haven't heard these guys' reactions, but they're reacting. This is crazy. I'm reacting to a video where they're reacting to a video. That's mad. Anyway, the internet is a crazy place. But anyways, look. In my opinion, I believe that different relationship dynamics can work, right? And for example, some men will want what she just described, right? The 90s type of expectation, all that kind of stuff, cooking and cleaning, as she worded it. Some men will want something different. Some women will want that setup. Some women will not want that setup. I believe it is drastically important to have discussions like this early on in a relationship so that you're not in a situation where you get married and you're like, oh, I've realized that he wants this, 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 and this. In my opinion, these are conversations that should be being had early on so that you know whether you're even a good fit, whether you're even thinking the same way as to how it would look when you guys are married, whether you're able to come to compromises or not, whether the things that the other person wants are things that you're going to be able to be happy with or whether they're not. That's my opinion. I don't know what they're going to say, but we're about to find out.
I work. And so when I would ask for help, it was just flat out no. And I started feeling like a single mother and a single woman in the marriage. I was convincing myself to stay, and it just got to a point where I was like, no, if I'm by myself, I might as well be by myself.
I think what she said there is understandable, in my opinion. It's understandable. It sounds like, and again, I'm just going based on what she said. At the end of the day, I don't know her. I don't know their relationship, right? But just for the sake of the conversation and for the sake of some kind of learning points that we can take from it, it sounds to me like, from what she said, she didn't realize what he wanted. They didn't have these conversations early on. So she then realized what she wanted, and she realized that that wasn't going to be something that she could sign up for. As a result, she couldn't necessarily stay, or she didn't necessarily see it making sense to stay. She felt unhappy, she felt unfulfilled, she felt like she wasn't supported. Yeah, those conversations are very, very, very important. Very important. Right? I remember being in a relationship. I mean, every relationship I've been in, and I haven't been in many, every relationship I've been in, right? Because me, when I'm in a relationship, it's with the intent to marry, right? That's how I personally like to move, right? Like I'm only going to get in a relationship with someone if I believe that there's potential there long term, right? Now, ultimately, in these relationships that I've personally been in, and even though they've been less than Oh, my light went off. What am I supposed to do now? I'm gonna have to stop the video. Oh, that's crazy. No, I'm joking. I believe it. It's fine. It doesn't hit the same though. Life feels different now. But anyways, we've had these conversations, even weeks in to like being in, to like dating type thing, or even being in a relationship, whatever it is. Like, we've had conversations around how we envision our lives and seeing how our visions can fit within each other's, right? Like, whether that's weeks or months in or whatever it is. And I think it's very important. I don't believe that this is a matter of she's bugging out or I just think that there wasn't the communication there. I do think that if she's asking for help and he's just saying flat out no, again, bear in mind, this is how she's describing it. Who knows what the actual conversation was? But if that's actually the case, like, can I have some help with XYZ thing? He's like, no. Like, if that's actually what he said, I think that's quite disrespectful and dismissive in my opinion. I feel like you can approach that a bit differently. You can, even if that's not how maybe in his head, I don't know, he doesn't feel like, he feels like he's supporting her, right? Maybe they both feel like they're supporting each other and they both feel like they're doing more than the other person. But again, that like communication needs to happen. You can't just have a flat out no. It's like, you gotta have these conversations for her. Anyways, let's see what Fresh and Fit have to say. I have a feeling from the clips that I've seen, I have a feeling they're not gonna agree with what I've said, but let's have a look.
I would say I probably check.
Ladies, you just saw the video.
Is that a valid reason for getting divorced, ladies?
Yep.
Yeah, of course.
All of you think?
She's
Okay.
not happy.
Raise of hands if you guys think it's a valid reason to get divorced. Raise of hands. Is that a full panel?
It is.
All of them.
Because she's not happy.
See, this is why women are. So,
see, here's the thing, right? Like, I don't. Again, they're obviously cool. They said that the reason was because she's not happy, etc. I don't think that that's. It's not just about not being happy. It's about they weren't on the same page. They weren't aligned. She weren't feeling respected. At the end of the day, I do believe it's deeper than that. But anyways, let's say what
this is the issue. This is the problem. It's already hard enough to find a provider. It's hard enough to find a guy that's going to take care of you, etc. We know from looking at studies that two-parent households are by far one of the most important factors in a child growing up and not being a piece of shit to society.
Yeah.
Not being a criminal, drug user, alcoholic,
school shooter,
vagrant.
Everything.
Yeah, you 86% less likely to go to prison. Like, the father not being in the household is one of the leading factors in kids being fucked up. So, a woman having a kid in the child rearing years where, yeah, it's gonna suck, right? And raising that kid by herself while not having to worry about bills.
I don't even know if I'm allowed to play like this much of the video. I should probably look into that. We'll see if the video gets taken down. I guess YOLO.
Thinks that it's appropriate to leave the husband, leave the father of the child, and just break up with him and break up the family.
This is for reaction purposes only, educational content.
And this kind of goes to show this is the issue with feminism. Feminism tells women to prioritize their happiness instead of duty. Like, there's a lot of unhappy situations with marriages, but once you got a kid, bro, like, you got a fucking kid. It's called till death do us part.
This is interesting. Like, I hear where he's coming from, to be fair. I hear where he's coming from. I feel like, ultimately, cool, you're in a marriage, you've got a child, you kind of want to build this together. Like, you want to be able to push through challenges. There's naturally going to be challenges in a marriage, I would anticipate, in a relationship. But when you're committed to each other, you've got to be able to push through that. However, my thing is, I do not like disrespect, right? I don't stand for disrespect. Like, what? And I don't mean that in a way where it's like, oh, I don't take disrespect, I'm going to fight someone. Like, I'm not even talking about it like that. I'm talking about it from a perspective of me personally. If I see disrespect, I remove myself from a situation, right? I don't need to get my ego involved. It's just, you know what? Disrespect, say no more. We're just not the right fit for each other. Because I'm not going to disrespect you. I know that for sure, right? The reason I say that is because, cool, they're in a relationship, they're married, all that kind of stuff. But if she's feeling disrespected, which I would theorize that's how she's feeling. Because you just got to imagine from your perspective, you're doing so much and you're not feeling appreciated for it and you're not feeling supported. And then you ask for help and you don't feel like the person who you're supposed to be spending the rest of your life with is even listening. They're just dismissing and they're just saying no. It's not even about if they're saying yes or no, it's about if they're not even, it's the way that she described it, it sounded as if there wasn't a healthy level of communication around this topic. So I don't believe that, look, at the end of the day, yeah, cool, ideally they could build it together, but it takes two people to build together. It would also take him being able to see, because again, I believe the first step is communicate that stuff from early. Have that conversation, have multiple conversations. Make sure you're on the same page. And if you're not on the same page initially, aim to move towards being on the same page. And if there's things that just can't be brought onto the same page and they're really important things that have to be there, then don't get into the relationship, don't get into the marriage. It doesn't make sense. But in a situation where that mistake has already been made, you want to aim to, I guess, meet each other in the middle in some kind of way, or just there has to be something where you're able to merge in some way, right? You can't just have one person feeling just disrespect and all that kind of stuff and not feeling like the other person cares enough to even hear them out and speak about it, and work on some kind of solutions. Because if that wasn't communicated early, now you're both already in this committed relationship. You kind of got to ideally find something that can at least half work for both of you. Compromise. Like the main man Hopper says in Stranger Things, halfway happy, right? So that's my opinion on that. I think the way that the woman is just being fully blamed in the situation, I think both of them, like, for example, if she knew that that's not how she wanted to operate and she knew him, etc., like, maybe that should have been communicated earlier on. These conversations could have happened earlier on. But I don't think it's a matter of, she should just stay even if he's disrespecting her and not actually valuing her, or even if that's how I guess, again, if you're just being dismissed, that's how it's going to feel. Now, again, I don't know the full extent of their relationship. This analysis of what I'm saying isn't about the individual people. It's just about the words that have been said. And it's about my opinion on it.
And I find it interesting how women want to be married, but they don't want to be wives. And the fact that all of you guys think it's...
So with this, my opinion on this is that, again, one reason why the clips that I have seen, for example, from Fresh and Fit, I haven't personally resonated with them, is because I'm not really... There's these rules that people make and they say that everyone has to follow this, or, in a marriage, it should be this, it should be this, it should be this. Now, I do believe there are some of those things. Like, there should be healthy communication, should be able to respect each other. But when it comes down to, the woman should be doing this and the man should be doing this, etc., I believe that different relationships can work differently for different people, different types of relationships. And it's about, the most important thing, in my opinion, is that both people are happy. Like, both people are able to come together and they are happy with the way that they're actually moving. They're happy with the dynamic of the relationship. Because if you've got, for example, the woman in a relationship and she doesn't want to do all of that stuff, it's not even gonna feel the same. If the man wants that stuff to be done and she doesn't want to do it, but she does it anyway, it's like she's just building up resentment, right? That's not the lifestyle she sees for herself. That's not something she's ever wanted. It's like, it's not ideal. It's not ideal. Similarly, on the flip side, let's say that's what the woman wants, but the man doesn't want that. Resentment's likely to build. Right? Again, unless it's a situation where they've spoken about this, they've been able to come to some kind of compromise that they're both halfway happy with. But yeah, I don't think it's a really set rule. It doesn't have to be a certain way in a marriage. Like, it's not, what did he say again?
Do us part. Like, and I find it interesting how women want to be.
Yeah, women want to be wives, but they don't want to be like. No, women want to be married, but they don't want to be wives. Who's to say what? Like, there's no. I don't believe that there's just a one definition of what a wife is. I believe again, a marriage is a commitment of two people to be with each other for life, type thing. It's probably much deeper than that, but that's just like my initial breakdown of what a marriage kind of is. It's not about a marriage is when a wife does this, this, and this, and the husband does this, this, and this. It's like that partnership could be different based on different people and based on how different people, based on what's important for different people in their lives. Some may not want to have children. Some may want to have children. Some, I don't know, the wife may want to be a stay-at-home wife, even with no children. Some, the wife may not want to be a stay-at-home wife because she has her own mission that she wants to focus on too. Some, there might be a stay-at-home dad or stay-at-home husband. Like, there's various situations, and it's like I see some of this stuff, right? And I see, like, for example, I see certain videos where it's like a flipping, a woman is proposing to a man, and I'm like, yeah, I can't lie, miss me with that. Absolutely miss me with that. It's not my cup of tea. However, at the end of the day, yeah, if both of those people genuinely like that dynamic and both of them are happy with where they are in the relationship, I ain't mad at it. It's funny to me because it's like, wow, like that's a surprise, but it's like, who cares? They don't have to follow any type of rules of this person should propose or that person should propose. If that's how they like to set up, their marriage is between them two. It's not between us. It's not between me and her and him and them and that sounds crazy. But you get what I mean, right? That's how I see it. Let's continue a little bit. I need to go sleep soon though, so we ain't gonna watch too much more of this.
Married, but they don't want to be wives. And the fact that all of you guys think like it's appropriate for her to divorce the guy just because she's not happy during the child rearing years shows like how problematic this is.
I do believe, on the other hand, right, to contrast my point, if, let's say, for example, she's feeling like that, I don't know how long she had been feeling like that for. I don't know what kind of communication she had. That's another thing. Because I will say, if for, like, the things I'm saying are based on the assumption that she's actually communicated these things well and she's tried to like build and make it work, right? But if she's just been like, like he's not doing this, he's not doing that, and it's just maybe she said it one time or something like that, and then she's like, I'm going to divorce him, then that's some bullshit in my opinion, right? Like, you got to be able to build together. You got to like try. But the impression that I got, and it could be wrong, but the impression that I got was that this had been an ongoing thing for maybe years, right? And that she had tried to kind of stick it out, but it didn't work. And if that's the case, then I hear it. I hear it. If he's not, what the heck? What happened here? Oh. If he's not trying to support and he's not trying to understand, he's not trying to help her feel valued, then I hear it.
If I had this podcast in like Poland or Russia or South America somewhere, all the women will say, no, I'd stick it out. Like, I'd stick it out because that's just what women do. But nowadays, like, we tell women to...
I don't think it's always good to stick it out. I've had some close people in my life, close females who they've been in situations and they've stuck it out. And that didn't serve them. They weren't being respected. They were being abused in a lot of these cases, right? I believe that the mentality of women should just stick it out. Again, I believe that there's a degree of both people in a relationship, like, you should like stick it out and try to build and try to make you guys be able to work. But I do believe that if one person is like trying a lot, right? Now, not to say that the guy wasn't trying, because at the end of the day, cool, it sounds like he's probably providing all that kind of stuff, and that's how he's trying in his perspective. But the problem is, yeah, it's perspective, right? That's why I said, if in her head she feels like she's not being supported because they haven't had these conversations for him to be able to understand how she would feel supported and for her to be able to understand how he would feel supported. They're not on the same page. And if they're not able to get on the same page, they're not able to have these open conversations, it's probably not going to make sense. I was about to say something else, but I completely forgot. Let me see what else he's saying before I cut it off.
Prioritize their happiness over duty and family.
You know the worst part? What if the man...
Yeah, so that's what I was saying. It's like people are in these abusive relationships and they're told, oh, well, you just have to stick it out because like you're already committed. Like, I hear it, but at the same time, it gets to a point. It gets to a point where it's too much. It gets to a point where it's toxic. It gets to a point where it's unhealthy. It gets to a point where if you're being disrespected and if you're being abused, like, repeatedly, and you've been trying, you don't just stay in that relationship for 10 years more, for 20 years more, if you're even able to make it that far. And I've seen, like, I think the reason potentially why, I guess, even these things that he's saying, I guess I have a strong opinion on them in terms of, again, the whole, oh, they should just stick it out, is because, again, I've seen, like, I've got females who I'm close to, right, who I've seen go through this, and it's like, it's tough to see them go through this where they're telling themselves, well, yeah, I should just stay and I should just blah blah blah, and it's like, it just gets worse and worse and worse and worse until they break. So that's why I don't like that advice. I don't resonate with it at all. Again, I think both people in a relationship should work to make it work, but there's no like, oh, you should just stay regardless of anything. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that.
And did that to her. I'm not happy. I'm leaving.
And again, within reason, like the main things that I don't believe in it for, it's like, it's not like, for example, some people, they will take this to the other extreme. Be like, well, I don't like the way that I was even chatting to one of my guys about this the other day. That's crazy. He was talking about, like, what if, I don't know, I don't like the way that she walks or something like that. I'm like, bro, like, that's some petty stuff, bro. Like, she gave me the ick from how she was eating or something. I'm like, bro, like, for real? Like, are you serious right now? Like, for that kind of stuff, I don't hear it. But for disrespect, like, for me, again, it's the disrespect. For the disrespect, yeah, it's a different type of story.
Can't pay rent.
I'm tired of paying these bills.
Wait, hold on, what? Actually, no, I'm not even going to say anything. I'm not even going to say anything.
But it does
I'm not
happen,
happy.
though. It does happen.
But also, I think, like,
You said it does happen?
Of course it does.
How often?
A lot. Of course it happens.
Did you know that women initiate 80% of the divorces?
It's women.
Yeah, that's true.
No,
But with that also being said, I'm also about to really contradict myself, but this is exactly why I don't want to get married. 9 out of 10 times of women gets divorced, what does she get out of the relationship? Money, right? So with that,
Okay, cool. I'm bored of this. That's about it for this video. Yeah, let me know your thoughts. These are my thoughts. Let me know if I should do more reaction videos as well. I literally just set this up, the OBS settings. I think it's pretty cool. So yeah, let me know what you guys are thinking. I think it'll be good to do some of these reaction videos. Just flow live reactions if I haven't seen the video as well. But yeah, let me know. With that being said, you've been tuning with, and yeah, we still don't have an outro.